Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018, and it's now week 32 of competition. I'm entering stage 4 of the Tour of Croatia, and I'm currently in 5th place. The first 3 stages of this race were all sprint stages. However, the last of those 3 was undulating a fair amount. They didn't call it a hill stage, they still called it a sprint stage. But as one of the favorites for this tour and leader of my team for this tour, I took advantage of the fact that there were a few smaller hills, somewhat steep, small hills, before the end of that stage. And I used my team to attack a little bit, not massively, but attack a little bit on those climbs. Put the peloton under pressure, and it worked. It worked quite well. There was only about 20 riders left at the finish line, and it was a bit of a downhill. I didn't fully attack, but I pushed the pace enough where I had at least a wheel on everybody else in the field heading to the finish line. And of course, as a non-sprinter, the couple of sprinters that were left in the pack that also had decent hill climbability, they beat me out. Like that guy right there, Bull right in front of me. They beat me to the line, but I actually managed to hang on to 3rd. Given another 100 meters or so, I would have slipped back to 10th. But the timing, I timed it just right, and I beat up the field just enough where they didn't have much energy left, so they couldn't really sprint ahead of time while I was fresh, thanks to that climbing. And so I took full advantage of the situation as a non-sprinter and managed to steal a couple seconds. So that's put me in 5th overall. And here we are coming to the real deal, stage 4 of 6. We've got 2 big climbs here today, and that second climb is supposed to be all me. And taking a look at my race day condition, I have reached full fitness. As a result, my team has decided that this is it. They want me to win this race. That is a huge ask. I have no wins this year whatsoever. And looking at the rest of the field, there are 2 big World Tour teams here, Lotto and El Jumbo, and Bora Hansgrohe. Now, Bora brought a sprinter, and they've been doing quite well in the first 3 stages. But Lotto and El Jumbo has brought, 4 climbers, I think, to this race, and a couple time trialists to this race. So their team strength is quite high. Now, I've got some decent support, but I think we are, at least team-wise, outmatched by Lotto and El Jumbo. So I feel confident that I can get a top 3 in this race, but I feel like we're going to have our hands full to get me to the top spot. So we'll see how that goes. This stage is going to have a ton to do with that, as I am picked as the slight favorite. But looking at my race day condition here, I'm in great shape for this day. With the +3, that gives me an 81 on my mountain climbing today. My stamina +5, resistance +5. My downhill's got a +2, so I am looking quite good on that front. However, there are 16 riders in that breakaway, and there's a real danger that they can stay away if we let them get out too far. So my team's going to be stuck. At least a couple riders off the front. Looks like I have my entire team at my disposal today for the first time. I've not seen that before. In the previous stages, I only had a couple guys to use, and the last stage I had 3 to use, so I had 2 of them attacking on the front and 1 protecting me. And then I had to do some of that attacking myself as they got used up on those climbs. So we've already let them get out to about 3 minutes. I think with 2 climbs to go, and only 2 climbs and a pretty short stage today, I might actually start to up the tempo on that climb coming up this category 1 climb. So let's get to the base of that. We'll see what the time is like. Oh, hello. The breakaway group broke in half. That crash must have been from the breakaway group. Half of them are back in the peloton now. So now only 7 riders are away. I like that. Much prefer that. Okay, and we've upped the tempo here on the climb. Okay, so Dodds already used themselves just to get us to this climb, and we're already going to catch most of the breakaway group just like that. So my team's really pushing the pace. I'll easily recover on the way down. So peloton's already breaking apart, just 78 riders. There's only 2 riders left off the front, and they are not far in front of us. Vetkov's trying to get water. With this pace, he's going to have a hard time getting up here, which is unfortunate. Vetkov would be a good ally for the start of the next climb. There he goes. He's back up here quick enough, though. Alright, so we don't have the entire peloton shattered, but we've done some heavy damage. I would still like to have some teammates for that last climb, so I don't mind not blowing up the field entirely and being down to 10 or 15 riders at this point. Having the group shrink to about 60 is pretty good as we get to the top. Now I don't mind if I go and take the points here on top of the climb though. As we are 1K away, I think I'm going to go and now I'll attack. There we go. And just drop back into place. So 3rd over the climb. Those 2 guys are still away. I'm actually away at the moment, but I don't plan on keeping it that way. They can catch up to me all they want. I'm not going to ride solo all the way to the next climb. That'll give my team a moment to recover a little bit until they catch me. I'm only, what, 9-10 seconds ahead at the moment. There we go, back in the peloton. Only 42 riders. And that took me no effort to attack like that. So the profile for the rest of this tour of Croatia, ironically Croatia, who just finished 2nd in the World Cup. The profile here is stage 4 is what we're on right now. So the first 3 stages were sprint stages. This is the climber's stage. Stage 5, the next stage, is a time trial, and it's got a pretty good length on it, and I think between this stage and that stage is why my team has picked me as the favorite to win, but I'm not the only good climber / good time trialist. There are about 4 in this race. Now with the fitness bonuses, I might just be the strongest of the 4, but it's quite close. There's nothing automatic about it. I'm not a heavy favorite in any way, so that's why I said I could easily finish first, second, third, or fourth in this race and not necessarily be the winner. So I think my team's expectation to finish that high is a little bold at this point. But hey, if they're going for it, we'll go for it. And there's no reason we shouldn't be going for it, but I think a top 3 would have been a little more realistic with that real possibility that I could end up winning. Anyway, stage 6 is back to a sprint stage, but it's not an ordinary sprint stage. It's got 3 or 4 cobble sections right before the finish, and I am terrible on the cobbles and run the real risk that I can lose the peloton in those final kilometers. Alright, so those 2 riders are still away, about a minute 40 ahead. It shouldn't be that hard to catch them on that final climb, but we do need to get to the base of that climb, so let me speed up to there. Okay, 20k to go, and we're just about to hit the base of this climb. So just under 17, or just under 18k. We have 17.5k to go to the top. This is a long climb. We can see we're at 8% is the gradient at the moment. You can't see here. It's 1,300 meters of climbing, 7.2% average gradient. You can see there are a few steep sections, but it definitely goes up, up, and up most of the way. Okay, we've already nearly caught the breakaway group, just like that. They didn't do terribly well. And I think what I can do here, let's see, that Cov is in protection mode. What do I have left? Acquire. Go infinite relay and give it a 99. Do what you can. There we go. Okay, Norris, your turn. Give it an infinite relay of 99. Do what you can here. If I get to a steeper section, when do I have one coming up? Here in just a little bit, actually. This is getting to that first steeper section. I think this is a great chance to leave some of the field behind.
We can see that the pack is increasing the pace. It's going to be difficult to break away now.
Okay, I am off the front at the moment. Let's see if I can find a balance. I'm not necessarily gone yet. I'm testing this out to see what it's going to take legs-wise to keep my own tempo. And I'm holding that tempo right now at an 85. Meanwhile, it is splitting the field up. Only one rider is giving chase, and I am pulling away. So, if I can hold this pace on my own, then I will continue to do so. I'm over a minute ahead, and I am holding the pace. However, I can't hold it forever. Let's back off just a little bit. Might have gone too early here, but I do have a minute and a half over the field at the moment. The chase group is quite small. It's my energy gel. No. I'm going to lose some pace here.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Let's see, where can I recover? I need to recover a bit. I'm 2.5 minutes ahead, which is great, but I do need to recover if they catch up to me. The chase is down to 20 riders, and I'm actually pulling further ahead at the moment. They are coming back together a little bit. Let's see. Can I get recovery in at all here? Heart rate's down to 150. I think I can recover soon. Lead's down just a little bit, but it looks like they were attacking. That's why they upped the tempo. There's only 10 riders chasing now. Come on, 147. I can recover here and be able to... It's not happening. Okay, what if I go 99? Where's... Just push, just go. It's 4K. Do what we can. I am off the front. I'm on my own. They are gaining on me though. 6 riders now giving chase. 3K to go. I've still got a minute 40 over 5 riders. It's holding. Minute 40. Just 5 riders chasing. 2.5K to go. I might be able to hang on to this. Minute 30. Minute 35. They've only gained 5 seconds. 1.8K to go to the top. And it's quite steep in this section. So the lead can come crumbling down. 1 rider giving chase. He's gained 20 seconds on me. 25. Who is it? Hamiken. He's only a 73 as a climber. 49 seconds now. Almost to the top. Come on, come on. Give it your all. Go, go, go. There it is. There it is. Finish line. 49 seconds. Yes, we're going to win it. Okay. It worked. 50 seconds to Mamikin. Here comes the next couple. Moreno, Celine, Schlegel, Tarme. Coming in one by one. I blew up the field, which is awesome, and I have a pretty good lead heading into the time trial. So yes, I should win this thing as long as the final stage I don't completely blow up. But there's the first stage win of the year, and I've got a chance at back-to-back stage wins tomorrow. Alright, well there's our top 20. Let's go ahead and speed things up a bit. Riders coming in small groups now. There's already a huge gap. It's already been 23 minutes. So just that climbing ability of with the race day condition of an 81, even though I ran out of stamina. And they should have been able to close in on me. At that point, I blew them up to where they were in the same boat that I was. There's an achievement. Climber. Nice. Jersey and the stage for Gamer. 50 seconds. Minute 4, minute 20. Already 3 minutes back to 8th. And of course similar gaps through here. Up to 3rd in the sprint. 1st in the mountain climbing. Of course 1st on the under 25s. And my team is 2nd. Big points on the day. 21. Manager satisfaction. Really only +4. So evaluation is literally only good because they expected me to win, so it's not even seen as exceptional. So there actually could have been a lot more points, 30 or more, had they not expected me to win. But that's my 7th career victory. I picked up 6 last year in the Continental, now in Continental Pro. That's our first win. Oh, it's a team time trial? Shoot. Oh, that's... I'll a little worrying. I didn't realize it was a team time trial, but we are among the favorites with the 2 World Tour teams. Difficult for Gamer to hang onto his jersey in this time trial that he doesn't particularly like. It won't be easy. I liked it a lot when it was a 40K solo time trial. I didn't realize that it was a team one. I didn't catch that. Let's see, 63 for Acevedo. I was looking at Lotto NL Jumbo, and yeah, look at the average ratings. It's much higher for them. It's fairly flat. Okay, we're 19th off the line today. A little bit of climbing on this, but it's mostly flat. How is the wind? Going pretty straight. It is a 5K, mostly headwind. Alright, it's nearly our time. These time trials are always rough for me, though we did finally do well in the last one, in the last episode, but it was short. I knew I could go at a 99 and really push it. Here it's hard to... Oh, that's one thing this game really needs to work on, is we just rode through a wall a bunch of times. Kind of what tempo to push in these is really hard to figure out. I know that I can lead the team for a while, but you can clearly see that I'm going a little too strong here, and it's hurting everyone. Vetkov and Eaton are the only ones that are keeping up. But if I don't push the tempo, the rest of the team doesn't. They can't push the tempo the way I do. So then it's trying to pull them along, which now they're fairly well recovered. Kind of as long as I can, but I'm not fairly well recovered yet. So I might not want to pull too long. Alright, well, we are gaining on a team, which means we are making good time to the first checkpoint here. Let's take a look at the first checkpoint. NL Jumbo is on top at the moment. And we've gone top by 36 seconds. Holy cow, we are off to a great start. And I'm not going as strong as I was earlier. I want to make sure my team does make it. I've got 4 guys with energy in the bank. I'm right at that edge. And the whole rest of the team does have energy in the bank. So outside of making sure that I do have enough to get to the end myself, the team's pace is working out well so far, but we do still have that climbing to go. But then from the second checkpoint to the finish, it's pretty much all downhill. Alright, we were, what, top 4 or 5 in the team standings? So everybody should be through that first checkpoint by now. So we are 36 seconds to the good. Go ahead and focus on that second checkpoint. Okay, so I have recovered. I'll probably have maybe 2 more times on the front to the end of this race. It's my 3rd time on the front now. Now the whole team's got a lot in the bank. I'm gonna turn it up a little. Let's speed up to that checkpoint. I want to see where we're at. And I'm just hanging on right now to the back anyway. Nobody looks like they're going to get dropped at this point. The whole team is hanging on strongly. And there you go. We are 44 seconds to the good now. So we've picked up 8 seconds on NL Jumbo. And Israel's still third. Bora is down in 5th. Let's see, Delco Marseille, are they in yet? Yes, they are in 4th. So they and Israel switched. So there you go. Okay, now I'm back on the front, and I kept myself right at that mark, so that was good, even with a more intense ride. And I'm at the point where I've got my whole team to the finish line. Just 5K to go. Bora has the lead right now at the finish line. You can see most of the top teams are not there yet. There's Lotto NL Jumbo, 14 seconds into the lead right now, just under 50 minutes. Now, if I'm going to come to the front, I'm going to pull hard because we can make it. There we go, first place, 44 seconds. So we kept from second to the final. We kept the lead the same. Bora picked up a little bit of time there, but they're well back. So that's going to put me further ahead. Wow. And that looks like that might be another win for us. I don't know how many teams are left, but there's only a couple behind us, and they seem to be well down on time. Oh, there was only one more team behind us. So there you go. We got the win today. So that's back-to-back stage wins. Well, we'll see if that counts. It should count. I wasn't first across the line, so I'm not the one standing on the podium at the moment. But there I am. 3 minutes to the good. Wow. Excellent. There's no way I'm going to lose this on the final stage. I will be jumping forward in time to the end of that stage here. In just a moment. It looks like I will also win the Mountain Climbers jersey with the efforts on that stage, as I don't think there are any climbs in that final stage. I'll have the Young Rider jersey. I'm not going to win the points jersey, but I will win Best Young Rider. And team. We are ahead in the overall team now. We'll see how that last stage goes, if we can hang on to it. Okay, here we are. Final stage. There are 3 cobbled sections and 2 little climbs after the cobbled sections. You can see this little loop that we're going to hit twice, and then part way up the 3rd time right at the end of the cobbled section is where the finish line is. And here we go, heading into it now. My race day condition is a -2 today, which is not good. Dodds just picked up a flat tire. I'm struggling even at 90 to keep up with these guys. The climb itself will help me after, though. Field just split. Field just split. Okay, now I can attack on this hill.
Serious questions of the riders in the rear, as more of them are left in the wake. 10 kilometers remaining.
Norris, you need to attack with everything you got. See how bad's the damage. I'm a minute 25 behind. Yeah, it's actually split pretty bad. I only have 3 minutes to play with here. Oh, why has it already got us bumpy? We are not on cobbles right now. No, 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 no. Ah, that's not good. That slows me down even further. Okay, not a 99. Too much, too fast. There we go. Climbing, I can make up some ground here.
5 kilometers remaining.
Alright, we are a minute and a half behind. Slow down, recover a little bit. Don't go through the wall. It's in the middle of the track. Here we go again with all these bumpy sections. Going to the finish line. Got 2K to go. We are a minute and a half back. Okay, push forward as well as I can. I am losing time, but it looks like it's only going to be about a minute and a half. Here's the finish line. There we go. I actually still finished 49th. Minute and a half behind though, so the win is secure. I certainly did lose time on this. This was a pretty wonky finish line here. With a few glitches, and the field split right up on that first one. Nobody was shielding me. It was everybody for themselves right at the end, and that was not good because it split me right off, and then I had one rider to try to help close that gap in between the first and second time through, and then I was totally on my own after that. Well, it looks like Eaton managed 11th on the day. Vetkoff was 14th.
And here are the race highlights that we've selected for you.
Team won. Oh, nice. Another achievement. Second of this race. And let's get into those results. So, Tugels. Sean Dubai has been doing so much in this Continental level. He's got a substantial lead. And you look at it, the only weakness he has is recovery and mountain climbing. But he's good on cobbles, he's a great sprinter, he's good on hills, and a good time trialist. So he is just racking up points in the Continental level and really should be racing for a World Tour team. Okay, so all the guys at the front have the same time. I should be at this minute 29 group. There we are, 49th in the minute 29 group. So, general, I lost some of that lead, but I hang on. I get the win overall. And let's see where I fell into the other categories. 5th in the points, 1st in the mountain climbing, 1st in the under 25s, and 1st in the team standings. And there's that thing. If they say you're going to win, and you win, it's only seen as good. 5th in points is very good. 1st in the mountains is exceptional. 1st in young rider, exceptional. So overall, 54 points. Halfway now to level 14, and manager satisfaction is 100%. So big boost there. The sad thing is we won 2 stages, but only one rider got credit for winning that stage. I was second across the line, so I didn't get credit. So that's counted as 2 victories. And not 3. Alright, so it's been over a month now since we just won that stage. And this is the first race that I've taken part in since then. And I'm going on the attack here. Nothing to lose. So, with that month plus off and no races during that time, what ended up happening, and I've been caught, but it's down to a group of 13 now. And with the downhill here, I should recover some. See, that was the biggest climb of the day. My best chance to get away, though there is one more steep, though much shorter, lower elevation climb. That'll be my next opportunity. Thin the group out, if I can recover before then. Oh, Vetkov's here, but I'm not the team leader. With a month plus of 0 races, the team themselves only had 2 scheduled races during that time. And I was not scheduled to be in either one of those. I had originally been scheduled to be in one of those, but I traded it for that Tour of Croatia that I just won, as the Tour of Croatia suited me far better, which, hey, I won the Tour, so that was a great trade-off. But with all that time off, I went from 100% boss favorability to something much. How did they just pull away when it didn't say anything? Dang it. Okay, we're back on them. Here's that attack, trying to stay with them. A lot of riders are trying to attack here. Well, that was the most serious of the climbs. Group's down to 12. It's thinning out. Anyway, with all that time off, the natural decay of manager approval rating dropped below that 80% mark, and that's kind of where it needs to be seen as a team leader.
And he sprints away in attack.
So I was sent here to do work for the team. So I've spent just about 40K leading the front of this group. Leading the front of the peloton at the beginning of the race. Not this group necessarily. And now I'm in the second group. Only 5 riders left here. Looking at a top 10 finish, despite the fact that... Ooh, no, don't attack. What the heck, I'm almost out of energy here. Let's use that energy gel, see if I can't recover. We are recovering just a little bit. Just 2 little climbs left here before the finish line. And the group's back together. So I am looking once again at a possible top 10. And I'm just recovering a little bit, so luckily the pace is down, but I don't think I'm looking at a top 5 by any means. But with the likes of Izagirre here in the bunch, Chavez, Sosa, I'm now looking at 10th. So can I hang on to 10th? One climb left. I've got a 44-second gap over a single rider behind me. Alright, let's speed it up. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not winning this thing, so let's try to get towards the finish and see if I can at least hang on to 10th. And it looks like yes. Okay, I hang on to 10th. So I got a top 10 finish behind some pretty strong riders. Esteban Chavez wins. Gorka Izagirre is 3rd. Michael Woods is 4th. Brambilla is 5th. That's Luis Leon Sanchez is 7th. That's all big names. And the other guys that I didn't mention are World Tour riders. So I'm ahead of Jack Haig, my teammate Vetkov. So not bad at all, considering the strength of the riders here, and the fact that this is not something that suits me necessarily. It's punchy little hill climbs, and that's definitely not my strength. So not a bad day. My next chance at a fitness peak, you could see, is approaching, which is good timing. Why? Because the national time trials and stage races. So national championships are upcoming, and that actually should be the next race. So I'll see you in a moment for that. Here we are, national time trial. Fitness peak hasn't quite been reached, getting close. But in the training for that, I've picked up a lot of fatigue, 67% on the tiredness. I'm feeling that could have a negative impact on our preparations for the time trial and the championships. We'll see how we are when we get into it. This is actually what I targeted for my fitness peak. Obviously, we are behind that rate and the added fatigue, so not such a good outcome. I think it might have to do with that schedule. The fact that we've only had a single race in the last 2 months has got to be a contributing factor. Just about 3/4 of the way to level 14 now, and then the natural decay of the management satisfaction is really hurting. So it's going to take a really good performance here in the time trial. Hopefully we can manage a top 5. A repeat of last year's title would be awesome. This looks like the same track. Yeah, Greenville. So 35K, one steady climb across the middle, and Nathan Brown's on his fitness peak. Looks like I'm looking at a -1 on the race day condition right now. All the big names are here. Paulus, Van Garderen, Finney, and I make up the favorites. So I've definitely got a chance at a top 5 here, but with that race day condition, it's going to be tough to get. Stetna, Craddock, Dombrowski are all here as well. Objective, finish in the top 10. Okay, and we're off. Figured I'd have number 1 as the defending champion, but they give me the 21. Maybe because I'm not on the team that I was on previously. So that race day condition of -1 did not hurt my time trial. It does hurt my stamina a little bit, and my downhill a little bit. We'll see if that has any effect. Alright, we start with an uphill to the first one. At the moment, Larry Warbase is the leader with Evan Huffman in second. Pretty big gap at the front. Warbase also has the lead at the first split. And Stetna has not come in yet, so Stetna's still out on the track. So expect him to figure into the mix. Alright, of my teammates, Murphy's the highest right now at 4.5 minutes, 14th place overall. Brown's still out on track.
This climb is feared by many
And
riders.
on to the climb and below, so I will need to make up some time on the way down. We're 5K to that first split, and I'm definitely going to use up more energy. I hope to recover on the downhill. So there should only be 2 riders behind me on the track, so by the time I come in, we'll just about be to the final overall standings. Chad Haga just went second, while Craddock is third at the moment. Ross Kopf's now fourth, so a lot of top riders figuring in. 1K now to the top of the climb. I'm definitely in the negative on energy right now. So I better be near the top of the standings. And yes, I am at the top at the moment. 22 seconds to the good. Okay. Still another climb here. After this, we begin the descent. And this is where I'll look to recover. Van Garderen came in just 1 second off, and Paulus. So those are the two behind me. So all three of us are identical times at the moment. Okay, now on to that finish line and how we're looking there. Warbase is still on top, but a lot of guys still to go. Like Boswell just came in, so there's plenty of time. Now I'm recovering, but still not quite there yet, and not a lot of descent left, so I might be having to take it a little more easy on the backside of the course. There's that last decent chance to recover and get back level. And no, not quite. So I'm still a little bit on the negative side, so I'm not going to be able to push as hard on the back half, which means I'm probably not looking at a win today. I won't be able to push it here, as this is the last climb of the day. Maybe we'll go 75, but that's Taylor Phinney ahead of me. I've definitely gained on him. Where was he? 11th at the split. Stetna just came in. Still, Warbase is overall the leader. Just this small undulation here. This isn't helping me. Though there's a little downhill to the finish and a little downhill right about now. There we go. Craddock comes in second. Rosskopf is still behind, so Warbase is still holding on to the best time at 51. And compared to Warbase, I was 22 seconds ahead at the split. 2K to go, and I'm just about out of energy, so that's going to hurt. There you go. I'm going to start losing pace. I'll speed up here. At least there's downhill, but I just dropped from 44K to 27K per hour. At least this downhill at the finish will help get that pace back up a little bit, but I definitely lost some time. Okay, I am on top by 0 seconds. So just ahead of Warbase, ever so slightly, and then Van Garderen comes in ahead of me, but I will be looking at least a top 3, depending on how Paulus does here. As he comes to the finish line. And Paulus goes top. So I will finish third place. Not a winner this year, but considering I came in heavily fatigued, -1 on the race day condition, no bonuses like I had last year, third place is not bad. That'll definitely be some points. And as I was only picked to be a top 10, third place is good. Team overall was 4th on the day. And that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Let's see, Continental. We're 18th. Super Prestige. 107th. Bye for now.